Welcome back to Crisco's Corner, unfiltered commentary, not your truth, the real truth. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back. From the Daily Mail. Biden says he's profoundly disappointed. Sorry there, Mr. President, you're blocking my view. Biden says he's profoundly disappointed after Senate Dems, Manchin, and Sinema joined Republicans in killing off his voting rights bill by 52 to 48. 52 nays, 48 yeses to keep the filibuster. Now, it's incredible to me that it has to go this far. We have to go right to the edge of the cliff. Republicans are using the filibuster mechanism to block a vote on the matter. Well, as well they should. Manchin came out vehemently against the filibuster, which his party wanted to get rid of to jam through their agenda. That's true as well. President Biden suffered a stinging defeat Wednesday night as Senate Democrats failed to advance their voting rights legislation, another major blow to Biden's domestic agenda. Now, here's the weird part. Chuck Schumer, my senator, I live in upstate New York. It's a beautiful place, but unfortunately it's connected to New York City. Make a long story short, why did Schumer push the vote to happen? He knew exactly what was going to happen. Sinema and Manchin made zero claims that they were going to vote for it. They said the entire time they will not go around the filibuster for legislation. Now, they've gone a nuclear route before, both sides of the aisle on judges, but never on major legislation. In fact, here, we're going to get a little video of my senator, Chuck Schumer, and his opinion not too long ago concerning the filibuster.
The bottom line is very simple. The ideologues in the Senate want to turn what the founding fathers called the cooling saucer of democracy into the rubber stamp of dictatorship. We will not let them. They want, because they can't get their way on, to change the rules in midstream, to wash away 200 years of history. They want to make this country into a banana republic, where if you don't get your way, you change the rules. Are we going to let them? No! It'll be a doomsday for democracy if we do.
Now, isn't that interesting? And Joe Biden has said the same thing, and so has the majority of the senators on both sides of the aisle. Biden said, "I'm profoundly disappointed that the United States Senate has failed to stand up for our democracy. First of all, we're a republic, but that's a different issue. I am disappointed, but I am not deterred. This is the only way they have a chance in hell of even coming close to keeping the majority in this year's midterms. To change the rules. They were all over Georgia about their draconian Jim Crow 2.0 voting regulations and blah, 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 blah. And Schumer was just adamant and beside himself. And he was even asked, if you see a previous video of mine, what has changed? That might could change your mind. He said, what has changed? 2 words, Donald Trump. What the hell does that have to do with Donald Trump? They're afraid Donald Trump might run and win again. They're afraid they're going to lose the majority. They don't give a damn what the majority of the American people think. They just don't care. They want control and power. Period. End of story. Biden was hit another blow as Democratic centrist Senators Manchin and Sinema joined all 50 Republicans to thwart their own party in changing Senate rules to overcome a Republican filibuster after a raw, emotional debate. What an Academy Award-winning performance on the Democrat side. Here's the funny part. The new laws in Georgia are less restrictive than in New York State, which is Chuck Schumer's home state. Isn't it interesting? You get to vote early up to 17 days in Georgia. It's only 9 in New York. Anybody in Georgia can ask for an absentee ballot for any reason. In New York State, you have to have a specific reason, and the list is listed. Isn't that interesting? This is about power and control. Georgia is now a swing state, and they're afraid they're going to lose it. They're going to lose congressional seats by the dozens. My prediction is 43 net seats. That's my prediction. And the Senate will go 53-47. There's going to be a net gain of 3 and a net loss of 3 for the Democrats, get gain of 3 for the Republicans. That's going to give them 53. It won't be 60, but it's a start. The package combined 2 separate legislative items that were already passed by the House, the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Right Advancement Act. The bills would make Election Day a holiday, which I don't have a problem with, actually. Adjust the redistricting process and crack down on money in politics. Yeah, okay. All the billionaires like Soros have been interfering in local district attorney elections and mayoral elections for years. Not a word about that. Adjust the redistricting process. Yeah, to go their way. To go their way. Here's the funny part. And I'll scroll through the rest of the article. You can read it, stop the video. Here's the funny part. Where is the parade of people? The parade of people that tried to vote and their franchise was denied them because of these draconian state laws. They should have parades of them. Millions have, blah, blah, blah. Remember? How many are they showing? This is Jane Smith. She tried to vote in Athens, Georgia, and she was denied. Where are they? Because the ones that were probably denied didn't qualify. Or they couldn't prove where they were and prove their residency, which is also important. I ran in local elections many times. I used to be a councilman in the early 2000s. I know all about how people register to vote under addresses where they don't live. Believe me. Believe me, I know. It's disgusting. But you don't see the parade of people. How come? Let's scroll on. There's our president. And there's the Senate. Yeas 49, noes 51. Limit debate on voting. It's and there she is presiding over the Senate like there was going to be a tie because the vice president is technically the president of the Senate. The vice president breaks ties if they happen. What do you think? Manchin and Sinema are both going to cave? What was the point of having the vote? It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Protesters, protect your voting rights. Nobody's stopping you from voting. Nobody is stopping you from voting. We've not run out of options. Well, of course. They're going to push this through because they have no other choice. Unbelievable. Next, Schumer put forward a rules change for a talking filibuster on this one bill. It requires senators to stand at their desk in exhaustive debate before holding a simple majority vote rather than current practice that simply allows senators to privately signal their objections. But that too failed because Manchin and Sinema were unwilling to change the Senate rules in a party-line vote by Democrats alone. Republicans wasted no time in lauding the Biden defeat as a win for President Donald Trump. Claims the 2020 election was, and you can read the rest. I don't think they had anything to do with it. I think they wanted to change the rules even more. Rules were changed because of COVID, and I can't get into it because I have a community guideline strike on my channel, and I can't discuss that. The Democratic election lie died tonight. And they can go on. And there's the other thing. Joe Biden calling Americans racist for wanting voter ID is never a winning strategy. Yeah, of course. And I'll tell you the truth. There's Senator Sinema. I got to tell you honestly and truly, I never would have thought, say 4 years ago, I don't know how long she's been in the Senate. She used to be a congressional member for a while from Arizona. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that she'd be the one to hold firm. Manchin, I suspected because he's an old school Dem. If you see some old videos of Senator Sinema, she was pretty progressive lefty. Maybe she's grown up. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Maybe she sees what's really going on, the destruction of the institutions that have kept this country the greatest, most powerful, richest country in the world. And the freest, I might add, of anywhere on earth. Maybe she finally saw they were trying to tear that down. I'm hoping that's what it was. I'm hoping. Like I said, I'll scroll through the rest of it here, and there's Senator Manchin. I'm sure they're bombarding him on his phone, but the tactic to call two sitting senators and over 70 to 80 million people, all racist, if they don't go along with this, probably is really a crappy strategy. But that's the way Democrats are. Either you're for us or you're 100% against us. We want actual democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic for a reason. Democracies are dangerous. I'll just scroll through a few more pictures here. And there it is. You know, Durbin said he would have asked O'Connell, does he really believe there's no evidence of voter suppression? There isn't. There isn't. I've never had, in all the elections that I've worked on campaigns and also campaigned myself multiple times for city council, one twice, I've ever heard of anybody that was turned away because they wanted to vote and couldn't. They could legally vote in the district they were in or the area they were in. Never. Unbelievable. Burkowski, of course, I'm surprised she stuck with him. I really am. Said a bipartisan coalition could work on legislation to ensure voter access, particularly in far-flung areas like her state. Yeah, there's some rural areas, but here's the thing. This is why they want it, and I'll leave it at this. The reason why they want this voting bill to pass is because it's much easier to collect ballots in big cities. 4 or 5 people can go into a housing project and collect 200-300 ballots in a day. Whereas Republicans in suburbs, in rural areas, couldn't collect 200 or 300 in 3 or 4 months, and they can do it in a day because of the densely populated areas. And that's the reality. That's one of the huge advantages they would have. Ballot harvesting. And thank God it stopped. I'm going to scroll through here because it's a really long article, and you can stop it at any time and see and that's where it ends up right now, folks. What are the Democrats going to pull next? I really don't know. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.